Hey there, Prepper Marine 81 here. As you can see, this video is going to be going over flashlights. I kind of realized I hadn't done one yet, so I figured I'd just throw a quick one out there, give you my thoughts and opinions on these things, and let's get started. First thing I want to address is recently, I would want to say probably within the last year, I've made it a point to no longer buy traditional flashlights, only LED. The reason being is my primary reason is battery life. I do still have a couple old style, but flashlights, the regular ones like this little mag light here. And from a prepping standpoint, the battery life for LED flashlights are so much longer. It just kind of is a no-brainer to only buy LED flashlights. But that's the reason why I do that. Another thing that I've noticed over the years buying different flashlights is I kind of steer away from any company that isn't primarily dealing with producing flashlights or manufacturing them. And what I mean by that is, unless it's a company like, say, like Maglite, they pretty much only make flashlights. Like, here's an example. This one here is made by Energizer. Now, whether or not Energizer actually manufactures this or it's outsourced, it's made in China, like everything, I've noticed that the quality really isn't there. This one is, it's fairly decent quality. It was about $20. It's relatively bright. The button on it is, okay. It's got a little clip on it. It's all right. But I have noticed that sometimes the light won't stay on. You kind of like shake it a little bit to get it to stay on there. The button, like I said, is okay. But say compared to this one that's made by Maglite, you can just tell just in the pushing of the button that it's a lot better quality. There's not as much play in it. So yeah, that's why I kind of stay away from typically, unless I'm going for just buying a cheap flashlight, like this little thing to throw in a pack or something like that, or a drawer. Unless I'm specifically buying an inexpensive one because I'm buying multiples of them, I stay away from any manufacturer that doesn't primarily deal in flashlights. What I typically look for in a flashlight is lumens are kind of a pet peeve for me. If it's a relatively low lumens flashlight, I'll pass it up. And one other thing I have noticed is when I'm buying a flashlight, unless they advertise or tell you what the lumens are on the packaging, and they try to do that stupid thing where they just put the watts on there, I don't buy it. Because 9 times out of 10, when I bought them in the past, when they do that, it's a way for them to get away from not telling you how many lumens it are. Like right here it lists it. This is for this thing right here, by the way. This is about $40. It's a really good flashlight. I've been really happy with it. So if you want to check out, it's Maglite XL50. Anyway, when they just put the watts on there, 9 times out of 10, when I bought them and put batteries in it and you turn it on, they suck. They're not very bright at all. So I think it's kind of like a way for them to get around, like red flagging you to the fact that the flashlight is not that bright. 9 times out of 10 they're a cheaper flashlight too. But I also try to keep most of my flashlights small enough to where I can slip them in a pocket and they're not going to be too bulky. That's why most of these are this size. Let me think, what else? One company that I found, I don't have one here, I've been meaning to order one of their flashlights that I've been hearing a lot of good things about, is a company called Fenix. I'll put their website in the notations. They seem to be pretty, decent quality flashlights, but they won't break the bank. Speaking of break the bank, if you're looking for a decent quality flashlight, and 9 times out of 10, everybody says, oh, you got to go Surefire. Well, anybody who's ever looked at the prices of Surefires know that they're ridiculous. They're in the hundreds for a decent one. And honestly, at least in my opinion, when you're starting off and you're trying to get however many flashlights you think that you need. From a prepping standpoint, I don't really think that that's probably the way to go, at least not initially. If you want to do it like I think you should probably do it, is find a company that's, relatively decent quality. Like say like Maglite. They make, pretty good stuff for their price. Like I said, this one was $40. I've been real happy with it. And buy, say, for the same price of like a decent Surefire, you could get, let's say, 4 of these. You buy 4 of these. And then you can buy a bunch of batteries to have on hand in storage for these flashlights. So now instead of one really high-end flashlight, you've got 4 decent flashlights and enough battery power for them because they're LEDs to last quite a while. Now after you've got, however many batteries you think you need for storage and flashlights, if you really want a Surefire after that point, then buy a Surefire. I just think it's kind of stupid to dump all your eggs in one basket into one flashlight, because if it breaks, you're shit out of luck. If you've got multiples and a bunch of batteries, if one breaks, no biggie. You still got redundancy. I'm big on redundancy. Have backup. It just kind of makes sense. That's why, like even these little cheapies, like this was like $3 or something. If you got a bunch of like these little cheapies stuck in a box somewhere, or different places all over your house or whatever, you got some in your car, it's not the greatest flashlight in the world, but it's a flashlight. It's something that, you can throw some batteries in and you've at least got light. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I think that's really about it. If you guys have any questions or comments, ideas, any other flashlight manufacturers that you've had good luck with, leave them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to look at it. I'm always looking for, a good bang for your buck, wherever it may be. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. Prepper Marine 81 out.